Welcome back to Hook Boxing. Today we're joined by Tom Galbraith, who's 4-0, and I think it's fair to say a very decent prospect for the future. So, hello, Tom.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Do you prefer being called Tom or Thomas?
You know what? I've been called worse, so it doesn't matter. Anything's good.
I'll try not to call you worse. I think that might not do my credibility any good, but that's fine. What I normally do here is the first question is actually from the last interview. So the last boxer came up with this question.
Yeah.
And his question, not knowing that it was you, is what was your toughest amateur fight?
My toughest amateur fight.
Yeah.
A good question. I've had a lot. Who was my toughest amateur fight? I'm actually going to say when I boxed for who did I box for at the time? West Ham, and I boxed Billy Bear from Repton. That was probably
Okay.
my toughest fight. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the interview, I'll ask you to come up with a question for the next guy as well.
Not a
It's a nice
problem.
little system. That's the first time I've ever done it properly where I've remembered at the
Yeah,
start. So
that's a good little
that's
thing
good.
to do. Yeah.
Yeah. You have an extensive amateur background, don't you? You've been fighting for a very long time.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I started boxing when I was 8. Well, training, and I then had my first fight at 11, and just
Yeah.
kept going since then.
Why did you start at 8? Was it just like parents, intrigue? What?
Yeah, it's just the family thing really, and then just something that I love watching and family done it. So I was like, you know what, let's get into it. And yeah, I love that. I've done that and I've done football. And I was doing them both and it was getting a bit much. Like I
Mm,
was training 6 days a week and then matches on Sunday. So like my daddy says like pick one, whichever one it is, you decide. And I
yeah.
stuck with the boxing and yeah, just done it ever since.
Were you any good at football?
Nah,
Nah.
probably better than boxing. I'm no good.
Yeah. Did your dad box?
No, he done a bit of training back in his day. Never like stuck to it himself. But me and my brother's younger than me, but we both done our boxing.
All right. Did your brother still box?
No, he's stopped it at the minute. He's just become a dad, so he's having a
Oh,
little bit of
right,
time.
okay. Yeah, it'd be hard. So we're coming into now your pro career, which you're currently 4-0. And something that
Mm.
I wanted to ask you about is you did an interview with Boxing Social last year, about 8, 9 months ago, saying that you wanted the Southern Area title in 2023. Now that
Yeah,
hasn't happened for various reasons, but
yeah.
just wanted to get your thoughts on why hasn't it happened?
Well, I was meant to for my third pro fight. I was meant to have that Lorenzo Grasso from Hudderston. That was
Yeah.
on a top tier show with Johnny Clark. It was a 8 round co-main event. So
Mm,
that would have set me up for the Southern area. But obviously, 3 days before the fight, he pulled out, come up with some of his reasons, and yeah,
yeah.
whatever. And obviously, then my last fight, I was meant to fight Ryan Maycock in December, and
Mm,
he had an injury, so he had to pull out. And I think that's where it all was. They were the two biggest fights that would have done it. I would have got them out of the way, and I would have had the Southern area shot. But obviously, can't do it now. So hopefully we can get it done end of this year, next year now. So I just
yeah.
thought we got pushing. I'm hoping I can get that shot for the end of this year though.
Yeah. I imagine so. I think there's a thing I can't remember who it was talking to. Might have been Marley Mason was telling me he was accepted to do the Southern area, or like it was all set up, and then the British Boxing Board of Control said no because he hadn't had 5 fights anyway.
Yeah, that's correct.
So
Yeah.
it might be it might be worth, or just at least you don't have that sort of situation, but where
Yeah,
you at
that's what I
least you've
said.
done the five.
I've had four now, so one more makes it five, and then
Yeah,
we'll see what comes along, who's got it if the opportunity rises, and then if my team reckon everything's okay to go for it, then I'll do it.
yeah. Is that how you want to end the year? Southern area?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Everyone knows me. I'd jump in for it now. I haven't been in the gym since December. I haven't been training. I had a couple of fights offered to me, and I was ready to take them with no training. But obviously, my managers and my team was like my trainers, and that was like, "No, look, you're not doing it. Get yourself
Yeah.
back in the gym, and we'll go from there." But definitely feel that a Southern area will be good for the end of the year.
Mm. Why haven't you been training?
Just literally had so much personal things going on over like since June last year,
Mm.
and got that fight out the way, got the December fight out the way, and then just spent some time with my family over the Christmas, my partner, and yeah, just been relaxing to be honest and enjoying it.
That's honestly, it's probably a good thing. Mental health.
Yeah, I'm back
Yeah.
back in the gym tomorrow though.
Ah, that's good. That's going to be painful. It's going to be
I
painful.
know.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
actually, no, it's the day after. The day after is the bit that's going to be painful.
That's when you'll feel it the next morning. That's it. I'll be
Yeah.
training tomorrow night, so the next morning I'll feel it.
Mm. Especially actually, I don't know if you have the same thing. I mean, I don't box, but I like go to the gym. My legs 2 days after. It's always 2 days. Next day they're fine, and I'm walking around like I am the shit. And then 2 days later, oh my god, I can't get
See,
out of
I
bed.
get that when I go to Leon C steps.
Mm.
I'll do the running up and down the steps. Next day, feel all right. Second day,
Yeah.
I can't move. That's what it's like. I just can't move.
Yeah, that's the bit they don't show you in Rocky. It's the 2 days after going up the steps where he's just stuck in bed. Am I right in saying you're 6'3" or
Six
around
foot
there?
three.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
6 foot.
super welter.
Yeah, it's
That's
tall. It's quite.
mental.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could drop the welter. I walk around at super welter. That's like, I know you got all these
Okay.
super welters that are heavier and then they cut their weight down. I walk around at literally, I'm
Yeah.
walking around at 70, 71 kilos, so it's nothing for me. But I could
Would
just proper nutritionist and things like that. I'd get down to welter easy.
mm, would you go down to welter? I mean, obviously, if the opportunities are there, then yes. But
That's what it's about. If the opportunity's there and something comes up with that, then guaranteed, yeah.
would you go up? Is that?
I say I would. I'd love to go up. The thing is with me, I can't really put on weight. I actually can't.
Oh yeah,
So I fluctuate between 70 and 73 maximum. That's about it.
yeah. Did you say you have a nutritionist, or if you had one? Sorry.
No, I haven't got one yet,
Uh,
but it's something I'll definitely be getting.
that
I've only had the 4 fights, but it's something that I'll definitely be looking at.
yeah. I reckon if you were to ever sort of go up or down, then I think nutritionist is just like
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
must have, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, if I wanted to cut it, I want to do it properly. If I'm dropping down to welter, do it properly. So I'll
Mm,
definitely look at
yeah.
that.
Is it fair to say your first two fights you weren't happy with?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why is
Yeah.
that?
I say okay. The first fight, I was happy because it was my first professional
Yeah.
fight. Got in there, done what I needed to do, but I had 150 people there, so it was nice in that aspect of it. But when I watched it back, my performance and things like that, I just weren't happy with my second fight. Like training leading up to that, it wasn't the best. I was basically the gym I was in. I was no disrespect to the coach; he's a good coach to his extent, should we say? But like I was doing things in there that training myself, eating stuff that I shouldn't be eating fight week and things like that,
Yeah.
and it wasn't. Yeah, so things like that, I had to just on that performance when I got out of that ring, I weren't happy with it. Like even my dad's my biggest criticizer, and he said it to me when that was shit. Like he did.
Yeah.
He says that was the worst performance I've seen. I got the win, but yeah, just he knows what I can perform like, and that was nowhere near it. And then it was there that I start going down over gyms sparring and seeing how their training was all conducted. And that's where I met everyone down edge, and yeah, just says, you know what, I fitted right in there. They don't let you mess about. If you do something wrong, they tell you exactly what it is, and that's what I needed.
Yeah. And they've got a strong stable where you are at now, don't they? So very
Yeah,
strong. It's competitive.
we've got a lot of good lads down here. It's very, very good, and girls as well.
Mm. Does that push? Well, that's a bit of a stupid question, but does that push you on? Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, because they're all such good lads down there, all with their own talent, and it's really, really
Mm.
good. And you're inspiring with them, and you can't switch off because you switch off, you're getting caught with shots that you don't want to be getting caught
Yeah.
with. But you've got to stay focused all the time. It just makes you perform even better.
Mm. This might come across as a bit obvious, but I've had a couple sort of odd answers to this. But I assume, do you watch boxing?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah. Who
not
do you like?
not to the extent like I'm always watching it. I watch it when I can, basically. Like I just not
Yeah.
big into it, but I do watch it.
Okay. I always find that interesting. And it's not like I don't see how it's overly beneficial. It's not more beneficial than going to the gym to watch boxing.
Mm.
But I find it interesting. Some people are obsessed. Some people are kind of like yourself, and they're like, I assume if there's a really good fight, you're going to watch it.
Then
If
I'll
it,
watch it, yeah, but not
yeah,
not with every fight and all these. Yeah, no, I'm not like that. But if it's a good big fight, and I know you know what this is going to be interesting to watch, then I'll watch it like that. Yeah,
yeah. In that case, I'll get your prediction. What's the next big fight? Probably Fury Usyk, isn't it?
yeah, say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Right. Go on then. Who wins and
I've got,
how?
I've got to, I've got to say Fury anyway. Fury on points. That's my prediction.
Yeah. I'm an Usyk backer. I want Fury to
Yeah,
win because then
yeah.
we'd probably get Fury AJ, but
That's the one I want to see as well. Fury
Yeah.
Edge. The thing is, like, if Fury boxes anything like he did in his last fight,
Mm,
then it's sick. But I think I don't know. Was it
mm.
all part of the plan? Who knows? You just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You don't. Fury is like a nut job in the best way possible at times. And Ngannou, he clearly just didn't want to fight. He couldn't be asked. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
But I think Usyk, but I don't know why. I just got this feeling.
And
But,
you literally, you just don't know. So it's going to be a very good fight. I'll definitely be staying up to watch that one anyway. It'll be a good fight.
yeah. There's a couple. I mean, what actually that's an interesting point. What does a professional boxer make of all of these fights happening in Saudi Arabia in the Middle East?
You know what? I love it. I'd love to be on one of
Yeah,
them cards. I'm telling you, I'd love to be on one of.
yeah,
I know people saying they want it in London. It's all these English fighters and that they want it over here, but it's about the best exposure for yourselves. And
mm,
they're getting it over there. They're getting these big names to come over and watch all the fights. They're getting bigger money to go over there and fight. So why not? Hands down, I'd choose over there than over here any day.
yeah. That's they put the money up. They put money
That's
up that
that.
nobody else is. Yeah.
They're putting the money where the managers and promoters over here won't, and they're
Mm,
doing it over there. That's why they're getting all them big fights over there. So
yeah,
I'd jump at one of them and straight away click of fingers.
yeah. I think honestly, I think every boxer would.
Yeah,
There's no reason not to. It's the platform, everything about it's just done so good.
makes sense. Literally, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Uh, It is a shame because obviously, if AJ Fury does happen and it's in Saudi, there is a bit of me that's like,
Yeah,
that's so
that's one I will be gutted for because if that was over here, I'd love to be at it, but that won't happen
mm,
over here. If it happens at
yeah.
all, it will be over there.
No, no. Well, that's the thing. There's as much as I'm sure they'll throw all the money in the world at it. There is not a
Mm.
hope in hell they'll go. All right, we'll put it in England. So like,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
no, no,
They're
never.
getting people over, which is fair enough.
It's
They're proud people. They love their country. Fair enough, but
too big of a fight to happen here, I think.
I agree. It would sell out Wembley 4 times,
Yeah,
Eric. Like it's
yeah.
just, oh my god, that's what I want. But going back to you a little bit, do you have a dream fight? Do you see people at the top? I feel like you're quite a confident guy. I feel like you look at some guys maybe in your division and kind of go, I I would fancy. I mean, I'm sure you fancy yourself against most guys, but you know what I mean. Have you got like a dream fight or a couple guys? You're like, I would fight them. I would happily fight
I've see. There's a lot of good guys in the division, and
them.
I'll jump in against any of them. That's the thing with me. I will. I'm not bothered who I get in the ring with,
Yeah,
but obviously you want to have that experience where they've got it. But dream fight, it'd just be fighting for a world title. I don't care who it's against. That's
yeah,
all I want to do is fight for a world title. But right now it'd be Southern area. Just start at the bottom. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Work my way up. Southern area. Don't care who it's against, and that's what I'm aiming for. And then we take it from there. Really. Obviously,
yeah,
everyone's got big dreams and big hopes. They want to win it all, but you got to start at the bottom. Otherwise, you ain't getting to the top.
yeah. And yeah, another thing is the current world champions are not going to be world champion by the
Yeah,
time
exactly.
you get
Yeah,
there. What is world title? Is that is the goal for you?
yeah, definitely. I always says I want two belts. That's what I
Yep.
says. I want to win two belts. Like my dreams and goals for boxing was to win two belts and have my own gym after that. But the more I'm in it, I love it. I love it. So I
Yeah.
want to have a world title. I want a world title around my waist, and then that's me succeeding in boxing.
What happens if you fall short? I'm sure
I
you've
haven't
not
thought.
thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't. I just,
Mm,
like I said, I haven't even looked at the bigger picture of getting the world title yet. I'm just doing it baby steps at the minute. So Southern
yeah.
area, take it from there. But obviously, my dream is a world title. But we just got to see how the journey happens.
Mm. It'll be interesting. I think the domestic route is the best way to go.
Yeah,
Southern, well, area title,
yeah.
English, British, Commonwealth, I guess. But
That's the way I want to go. I don't want to be jumping up straight into these bigger fights. I'll do it. I would
mm,
do it. Don't get me wrong. I'd do it if it makes sense. The money's there, the belt's on the line. Then 100% I'd do it. But
yeah,
obviously, I'd like to go the domestic route. Obviously.
yeah. It reinforces it for you. Like you know you're meant to be there. I think that's massive.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people lose that
Because
when they take.
you've worked hard to get all of that to get to where you are. That's
Yeah.
part of it. Really.
When you've picked your career's done, let's pretend your career's done, and you're in your new gym.
Yeah,
and you've got your 2 world titles, blah blah blah. All the everything about it you've got.
yeah.
Is that enough?
See, that's a good question. It'd be enough for me, but then like I feel like it was enough for me because I've succeeded. But then for me, it'd be like I want to bring world champions on myself.
Mm.
I'd want to make world champions. That's what I'd want to do then.
Yeah, okay. It's just an interesting thing I find, especially with sports people, is that they could do it everything in the sport
Mm.
without a single blemish. They never lose, blah blah blah, and they still have to not just be involved, but they have to be like it's almost like they are fighting. Like look at Floyd Mayweather. Like
Yeah, but that
he's
see, I'm like
fucking
that
good.
when I'm not training. Like I've took this little breakout. I just can't wait to get back into it. And I think boxing's always going to be a part of my life. Like
Mm.
once I retire, my gloves are up. That's it. But I'll always be around boxing. If it's being a trainer or just going down the gym helping out, or just seeing people, I'll always be there doing something with boxing. Like I'm never going to step away from it.
Yeah. Do you do something on the side to just support the boxing?
Yeah, yeah. I work. I got my own company. I do property maintenance.
Oh, that's good. Is it
Yeah, it's
relatively stress free?
you can see. Yeah, you know what? It's not too bad. When it gets stressful is when I've got camp. So when I know I've got my fight and I hit my camp, obviously I stop working.
Mm.
So get that all out of the way, and then when I get back to work, it's stressful from there because I've got all these people to get back to.
Yeah. I'm assuming that it must be going relatively well. I think that's a massive thing again, is that people can't balance it, but seem to be balancing it from
Yeah,
the
no, yeah,
very
I'm doing okay because even when I start my training, like I'll train for a couple of months until I get my fight date, and then I'll knuckle
yeah.
down. But while I'm training, before I get a date or I'll start my camp, like my training will be in the mornings. So I'll go and do my training, then I'll go to work after that. So I'm at work. I'll go out to work from
Yeah.
just after 1 o'clock, and then I'll work then 5, 6 o'clock later if needs be, and then back home, eat food, bed, back training in the morning. Just yes, it's a routine that I'm used to now. It's life
Yeah.
basically.
Just the sort of final topic now is you're with top tier promotions.
Yeah, yeah. I've boxed on
Yeah.
a few there now. Yeah.
That must be brilliant because I love what they do in terms of their production compared to
Mm.
it's brilliant, isn't it?
Listen, it's next level. Like I've been on a show at the Circus Tavern. I've been on Dean White's show in Tolworth, and I thought they were both brilliant. Like my first two fights, but
Mm.
then them last two fights I had with Johnny Clark, it makes you feel like you're already in the big time. It does, and I think
Yeah.
that's what gets me going. Like, and since being on them, I've called out a few people, caused a few arguments, but I think it's your mindset when you're there. It's the big lights, the sparklers, the flames, like the long
Mm.
ring walks. It makes you feel like you are the real deal. You're on a big time show, and that's it. To me, it is one of the best. If not, it is the best small hall show I've ever been on. It really is.
I, I think it's the best promotion going, like
Mhm.
apart from the sort of the massive ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then you could argue actually it's better because what they're doing for guys that have futures but right now aren't the most known people is
Yeah.
incredible.
And
Your
that's
walkout's
what
brilliant.
with Johnny, that's what he does. It's not just about the walkout. He's putting on proper 50-50 fights, like
Mm.
where you're willing to fight and lose and all lose. But like both fighters is willing to get in there and lose their all, see what happens. Like it's not just that it's the promo videos. He'll come down and he'll do a proper promo video for you where it gets you the exposure that you need. Like he'll do photography shoots with you. Like it's proper the face to face. Like everything he does, the media days
Yeah.
is it's unreal. It actually makes you feel like you're a big celebrity. Like he's got a show now on February the 10th, and literally a couple of weeks ago at Lakeside Shopping Centre, he done a massive media day. Had all the boxers out there doing interviews. Popped down there myself, even though I'm not on the show. Like get on well with Johnny
Mm.
Clark, and everyone just feels like a celebrity. Like he literally pulls it out of the bag. And to be honest, I think this year, next year, Johnny's going to take over boxing with his promotions and his shows. I reckon he will. He'll be up there with the big names.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it so easily. Like the stuff they're doing is
Mm.
next level, as you say. Because with all respect to the other guys, yeah, even just down to the smallest things of their Instagram, it doesn't look as good. And it's
Literally, that's what it is. And Johnny does all these reels, like photos, tags you in them. The exposure on it is ridiculous. Like it really is. It's really good.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy. That's one to interview. That's a guy to interview for sure. But we'll
Need to
see.
get chance, definitely.
I no longer have anything really to ask you. Actually, what I was going to say is, how did you deal? You had a lot of guys, well, not got a lot, maybe two guys pull out of the last fight.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
few more actually. There was two main ones, but behind the
Mm.
scenes, then there was another, I think, two or three that got pulled out as well. But
How'd
we
you?
ended up getting, it was a bit annoying to be honest, because I had a big fight planned with Ryan Maycock. Obviously, he got
Yeah.
injured, he had to pull out. Then another fight got made with Angelo Antonio. Personal reasons, he pulled out. And then there was two or three other fellas there that was offered the fight, accepted, then refused, and it was just a long back and forth thing. And then we got that Jensen Irvin. He accepted the fight. He was 4 wins, 4 losses. So he was
Yeah.
an 50-50 record. So it was a good step up. I thought I won all 4 rounds. Ref gave it 3 rounds to one, which I'm not going to complain. I got the win. I boxed good, done what I needed to do. Jensen
Yeah.
thought he won, which was a bit shocking to me, to be honest. But I did say to him, I told him, I
Mm.
went, look, I said, I'll come and fight you in your backyard. I went, I don't need no money for the fight. I went, we'll do an 8 rounder. I says, if that's how you feel, let's do it. But I've had no response from him since.
Yeah. With all respect to him, it's not a good idea. I like
Yeah,
he didn't win. I couldn't. You can
yeah,
understand the round, but
yeah. That's what I say. Is like if you won a round, you nicked the round, whatever. Fair enough. But he definitely didn't win the fight. I know that I
mm,
boxed comfortably there. Like I didn't even step up into second or third gear, to be honest.
yeah. Oh, in the build up, it was just annoying. But do you ever watch the fighters you're about to fight and sort of get ready for them, and then they pull out, and then they pull out?
Some, Sometimes I'll do it. Give me 1 second. Sorry, my brightness just turned on.
Right?
Sometimes I'll do it. Like it all depends on who they are, and
Mm,
obviously I like to study them a little bit so I know they're going to try this, they're going to try that, and then you can just try
yeah.
and figure it out a little bit so you're more prepared. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all I've got. So then the last thing is, can you come up with a question for the next interview, please?
Okay. Question. What kind of question? Let me
Mm.
think.
It can be absolutely anything, as weird
Yeah.
or boxing related, whatever.
Yeah. Question will be: who was your hardest opponent that you've ever boxed, amateur or professionally?
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good way to
Yeah.
start. Well, thank you very much. I've enjoyed
Thank you
this. It's
very much.
good.
It's been very good. Nice to speak to you.